When I was a teenager growing up in Los Angeles, I loved hanging out at the mall. I know it sounds very cliche, but it's true. But more than the shopping, I loved the eating. I loved the food court, and I was absolutely addicted to chow mein noodles. Luckily, over the years, I've developed a recipe for spicy udon noodles that's just about as good as I remember, easy to make, and really healthy. The first thing to go in the pot is about 2 inches of peeled ginger. It's going to get chopped even more when we make the sauce. I just wanted to give it a head start. So now for the sauce. Start with a little peanut butter. This is just about 1/4 cup. And tahini. Now tahini is just, it's like peanut butter made out of sesame seeds. Really good. About 2 tablespoons of peanut oil. And I say about because, as you can tell, I'm not really measuring anything. I make the sauce all the time, so I'm sort of winging it. 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Now, I like my sauce really spicy, so I'll go for like a heaping teaspoon, maybe even 2, of hot chili oil. And this oil you can find on the Asian food aisle at your grocery store. If you don't like it spicy, you could omit it or just put a really small amount. This is sherry. It's a cooking wine. It's a little sweet. And that was about 1/4 cup. Just a touch of honey. The honey's going to offset that spiciness of the chili oil and give it just a hint of sweetness. This is really nice honey too. I get this at my farmer's market. And 2 tablespoons of milk. The milk just lightens it up a little. Now for the lid, and I'm just going to give it a whirl. And that's it for the sauce. It's all done in the bowl of a food processor. If you don't have the food processor, you can mix all of these ingredients by hand using a whisk, and the ginger, you'll just mince that with a sharp knife. It takes a little more effort, but certainly not impossible. Now I have 2 half bell peppers, a red and a yellow. They're both really sweet and crunchy, so they give the pasta a little crunch, a little excitement. So I just want to trim these. I'm cutting out, oh, this is a really sharp knife. I'm cutting out this seeds and the membranes here and toss them aside. And any straggling seeds, just pick them out. I'll trim the ends just a little. Now I'm just going to sliver the pepper. The pepper's not going to cook. As I said, the only cooking involved here is in boiling the water. So these peppers are going into the pasta raw. For that reason, I want to cut them a little on the thin side so they're not too overpowering. Beautiful color. Just a really bright, happy red. Okay. And same with the yellow. I love the color of these peppers, this red and the yellow together, really livens the pasta up. Speaking of the pasta, it's been boiling on the stove behind me. I have about 10 ounces of udon noodles in lightly salted water, and I think it's time to take them off the burner. Just gonna strain them. And then put them right back into the pan. The sauce, of course, because we didn't cook it, is cold, so we want to use the heat of the pan to warm the sauce up. And I'm just going to pour some of the sauce over the noodles. And then using my spatula, just going to toss the noodles in that sauce. It looks really creamy, and it's got that nice, sweet, spicy flavor. That chili oil gives it almost like a smokiness that's really great. Beautiful. While the pasta's still piping hot, I'm going to put these peppers in. They're not going to cook, but whoops, they will soften just a little bit. Beautiful. Now we'll just set this aside, let the flavors meld. Put those last peppers in there. Last but not least, I'm going to chop some scallions for the pasta. I've trimmed these. I really only want the white and the light green parts only. And we'll add them to the pasta. And stir them in. And that's essentially it. This really couldn't be easier to make. We're ready to serve. I'd like to put a couple peppers on top, just for decoration. And then, you probably noticed they have a little cilantro here. Makes a really nice garnish. Such a beautiful meal and so good. All I need is a fork. Where's my fork? It's like creamy, peanutty, peppery, kind of smoky from that chili oil. Delicious. Even better than I remember. And we did the whole thing in 10 minutes. You could eat it like this for dinner, or you could add chicken, shrimp, even tofu, and you've got a complete meal.